Hello, welcome to another tutorial with me, Mike Smith, at ADSR Pro. This is just going to be a quick tutorial on creating a basic track, just on like importing Midi, bouncing it down, grouping it, you know, putting it to your master, then bouncing the whole track. So I'm obviously going to just use some Midi files and stuff and samples just for convenience sake. So let's get started. So initially I'm going to use Omnisphere and I've put in some chords in A minor and a melody in A minor as well. The chords are going to be strings, as you can hear. Just with a little melody on top. So what I thought we'd do is we'll get a kick and we'll get a bass in there. We'll put some basic effects on the channels and bounce it down. So initially for the kick I'm using Bassism, which is a little VST plugin, so we can tune the kick drum. Let's just record that in. I've already set this up on a Midi channel, so all I've done is added a mini track. Let's call it kick, and I've assigned it to Bassism on Midi channel 1, and there you go. So there you go, that's my keyboard plugged in and working. So let's record the kick in. There we go. I'm actually just going to put a limiter on my master to stop it clipping. So dynamics, let's put the L2, bang that down to 0.2. Let's not have any dither on there at the minute. And there you go, there's our kick pattern, just a basic 4 to the floor kick. Now let's do the bass. Again, I'm using Omnisphere for this, so for the strings, the melody and the bass I'm using Omnisphere. Just keeps it all nice and simple. So let's remove that track first and create another. So if we right click, add MIDI track, let's call it bass and select Omnisphere, and it's on channel 3, this particular one. There you go, just sort of a round bass. And now let's record something in. That's pretty much it. Obviously really basic. What we'll do is, you know, we'll just put a bit of EQ on it, etc. So I'm just going to bring a couple of samples in as well, loops, just for a bit of extra percussion. So we've got a percussion loop, and we have a hi-hat loop. Now, as you can see there, they are slightly out of time. So to stretch them, time stretch them, click here, sizing applies time stretch, click that and just lock it into place, and that applies time stretch automatically. So there we go, that's pretty much the track. Let's just put the bass down an octave, click on MIDI modifiers. If that isn't showing in yours, if you not right click, there you go, if you right click here at the top, you can select what it is you want to see there. Obviously MIDI modifiers for us, so we can transpose it up or down an octave. And that's pretty much it. So as for bouncing things down, like all this MIDI into audio, a quick way for me is to solo the instrument, click File, click Export, Audio Mix Down, we'll call it Bass 1. I'm going to select 24-bit, click Export, and there you go, there's our bass. And we'll do the same with the melody. Call it melody, export. Same with the strings. And there you go, we've now got those as audio tracks. So in effect we can get rid of all that MIDI. In fact, let's bounce the kick down as well. So for now, let's get rid of all those tracks. So there we go, we've got nothing but pure audio there now. So that's pretty much it with regards to the track. Now what we could do would be to apply effects, compression, etc. So on the kick, let's put dynamics, let's put the SSL. I'm just going to put a bit of gentle compression on this, ratio of about 2:1. So there you go, that'll do for the kick, bit of slow compression. Now for the perk loop, like I said in my previous tutorials, I'm obviously rushing here and being really quick, but I will put an EQ on it, fab filter, get rid of all the bottom end that we don't want, maybe brighten. We could also let's group our percussion. In fact, let's group all our drums. So F4, click group, add group, stereo group, and we'll call this drum bus. So now if we send our percussion, our hi-hat loop, and our kick to the drum bus. So initially on each channel I may sort of EQ each one first on here, then I'll apply overall compression to the drum bus itself. So fab filter, there you go. Effects, let's add some effects to the bass. Let's F4, I'm going to add an effects channel, I'm going to click OK. Now on that effects channel I have actually Saved an 1/8 delay. So just using the Echo Boy there then, I've just got a simple 1/8 delay set up. So if we send just gives our bass a little bit more width. Right, melody. Again, EQ. I apply EQ to everything pretty much. Get rid of the maybe apply a little bit of the delay to that as well. Then strings. And that's pretty much it. Now what we'd do, we would apply our sort of mastering tips and tricks on here. Again, I might use an EQ just to sort of fine tune it, drop everything off below 30 Hertz. I'd also put maybe another compressor on here, probably like a glue compressor. Again, let's just quickly use the SSL, put a small ratio on, a long attack, a long release. There you go, we brought the L2 up just to bring the levels back up, and then we would file, export, audio mix down, call it a track name. Let's just call this track 1. Bounce it down at 44.1. If you're putting it to CD, you can go to 16-bit. Personally, I'd leave it at 24-bit, then go back in, and I actually have a separate mastering channel in Cubase, so I'll import the actual bounce track down into Cubase, and then I've just got loads of mastering effects, so I'll spend some time. So let's quickly export that, and there you can see we have our full track. Bounce down, the levels are up there. So if we listen to that now, take everything off the master track. And there you go, that's pretty much it. Obviously, really quick, you know, trying to get everything done. I'd spend a lot more time applying EQ and effects to each individual track. The percussion, I might automate a little bit more, push it further wide. You know, obviously spend a lot more time. But ideally, this was just a quick overview to show you how to quickly create a track, bounce it down and export it. So I hope you found it useful. As always, you know, get in touch if you have any questions. Please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Until next time, take care.